Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Sports Central from the Lake Tahoe Television Studios in South Lake Tahoe, California. I'm Tony Sunzeri, and the Sacramento Kings are going to Anaheim. Maybe. Let's take a look at how the Kings did last week against the Rockets. We made our predictions, Pete and I did, in that game, and the Rockets ran up the score on the Anaheim Kings. Yeah, get used to it, America. Don't be surprised if that's what they're called this time next year. They won that game 123-101. Pete picked that correctly. I did not. In the NHL, the Sharks beat the Predators 3-2 thanks to an overtime goal 3 minutes into overtime by Patrick Marleau. We both picked this one. Current standings, Pete at 5-6, I'm at 6-5. Let's take a look at next week's games. The Kings are playing the Golden State Warriors. That's right. I picked Golden State. Pete likes the Kings. See how we did. Tune in next week to see how we did. Let's switch gears now. We're going to talk a little bit of NFL, collective bargaining agreement, and possibility of a lockout with Robert Boland, Esquire. Robert, how you doing?
How are you, Tony? Pleasure to be with you.
Pleasure to be with you. Thanks for calling in. Okay, the NFL potential lockout, there's a couple of issues on the table right now. There's the $9 billion revenue stream, the rookie wage status, the retirement pension funds, the 18-game schedule, and now transparency with financials. All big issues. Let me ask you this. You've dealt with NFL players before. You're a former agent. Do they need to come to a conclusion on all of these issues, or is one issue in particular driving a wedge between the NFL Players Association and the owners?
Well, Tony, they do have to come to an agreement on every issue because they need to put all of these things into a collective bargaining agreement that will govern the parties for a number of years going forward. But the key issue really is how they're going to split revenue. And right now the owners want $2 billion, or the first $2 billion made by all of football, excluded from the pot that gets shared between the players and the owners. The players are saying it should be the $1 billion that currently exists, and they're only willing to give ground on that as they see a reason to in terms of financial records or as you said, transparency. So that seems to be the sticking point today, Thursday, before another extension of their collective bargaining agreement can happen on Friday, because it will expire on Friday without another extension. Now, I think that extension will happen, but it remains to be seen.
Okay, Robert, in your professional opinion, in the long term, will we have an NFL season in 2011?
I think it's likely you're going to have an NFL season in 2011. About 10 days ago, when Judge Doty issued the decision that kept the owners from receiving TV money that they had insured to get even if there was a lockout or no football in 2011, that really took any of the economic incentive for locking the players out. Now, this week the players seem to have made it a little bit harder, and they are pushing a little bit. That was a small win for them, and they're pushing that advantage a little bit, maybe a bit too much today. But I think we're going to see play. It's a question of, are we going to see a long collective bargaining agreement, no collective bargaining agreement in play, or a very short one where we may be back at this over the next couple of years, or in court over the next couple of years talking about this.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks for calling in. Robert Boland, Esquire, professor at NYU, sports management, former NFL agent, on the cutting edge of the collective bargaining agreement. Will we have a season next year in the NFL? Who knows? My name's Tony. That's Sports Central. Thanks.